Hello, my name is Kashif, or KJ, depending on who you ask. This is the second episode of Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. I am now in a new location. I am at Tompkins Portland Community College. Round of applause for that. For sure. Yeah, I'm itching to make this. Like, I'm almost sick to the stomach with how eager I am to tell you guys all of my displeasure. Yes, displeasure, I believe, is the word I want to use there. Alright, I'm going to eat a Slim Jim, so if you hear that, I apologize, and if you hear my fan, I also apologize. Let me start this off with the good. I woke up more than on time. I woke up really anxious last night. I really could not sleep, and it wasn't a school thing. I'm not like that kind of person, but I was very annoyed by something. I was very frustrated, and it made me a little bit anxious. I often get anxious about things I don't care about. Like, I could not be sad about something, but my brain will be tricking myself into being like, oh my gosh, but, you know? Like, I could be fine, I could be smiling, I could be enjoying the moment, still be anxious, you know? Anywho. But I did an excellent job of not checking my phone. I thought anytime I check my phone, whether it's good, bad, ugly, if I check my phone when I'm anxious, like after I'm sleeping, I will not be able to sleep, and I'll be freaking out. Awful. So I did an excellent job of just breathing, praying, and telling myself that I was going to be fine. I put on Pretty When You Cry by Lana Del Rey on repeat until I fell asleep. A-okay. We wake up 8 a.m. Sorry, I know I said this is going to be good. It's going to get there, and then it's going to get drastically worse. There was literally no introduction to that. Straight to the effing point. Gosh. But woke up 8 a.m. after I fall back asleep around like 7. I don't have class till 1, by the way. Wake up around 8 a.m. to fire, but it was not an actual fire. I think somebody was just smoking in the room. Whatever. I didn't really mind because I needed to be up at 8:45 to go lift anyways. Mind you, I don't know if you've seen me before, but if you have not, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm not huge, I'm not jacked, but I'm pretty strong. I would say I'm very strong even. I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now. I shouldn't have started talking about myself. It's very hard for me to stop when I start going. But I'm a pretty big guy, so I lift at least 5 times a week. Now, keep this in mind for when I talk about the bad. Okay, boom, wake up. I'm like, oh, should I get out? No, should I? You know what? Whatever. Boom. Get out of bed. Good thing I did because the cop yelled at everybody that came out late. So I get out of bed, get ready. I don't even have time to get ready, so I just threw on what I picked out the day before I worked out in. And, yeah. So I did that. Not too bad. Got done pretty quick, and it wasn't very cold out. So I wasn't too upset about that. When I get back inside, I needed to immediately, that kind of set me behind schedule, so I needed to make sure I ate quickly. I had a lot of food, so this gets into the good. I ate a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, I had some yogurt, and then I had a smoothie that was a very hefty amount of calories, I would say. I didn't keep track, but I think I'm going to start tomorrow, considering today I think I ate a good amount. And then I had all that. Then I went to lift. Today was arm day. Had an excellent pump. Hadn't had a pump like that in a very, very long time. I don't know why. I usually superset, so maybe it was because I wasn't supersetting, which I don't think makes any sense, but whatever. Now, after that, it just, there's not much good that happens after this. Boom. So, you know what? I'll say this. Before I dive into the bad, I want to say that I'm 100% grateful and extremely blessed for the situation that I'm in. This time last year, I was crying myself to sleep at night because I wasn't on a team. This was the first time in my life where there was uncertainty about whether or not I would be playing basketball in the winter, and then I didn't, you know? And I'm so grateful for club basketball. I'm so glad that happened. And no matter what I say next, just know I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to play basketball. So grateful for TC3. Thankful and blessed that God saw fit for me to be in this situation, you know? So with all that I am about to say, don't think that I'm in a bad situation or anything like that. I'm more than happy to be here. No. So after I'm done lifting, I remembered that we could not go in the gym for the first week of us being here. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Then I go outside to hoop because, can't. I don't really know who's on my team. And I don't want to be like, I'm going to take this week off. And then bad things happen. I get in the gym. I suck. I can't hit a shot. And I remember, there was an outside court this whole time. And you didn't work. You didn't do it. Didn't take advantage. So I skipped. Because I was going to eat breakfast twice today. But I skipped the meal plan breakfast. Which might be clutch. Because I have 16 swipes left. And it's Monday. So that's clutch. Oh, gosh. I'm just thinking about, I'll get there. So, I get outside by myself. I'm like thinking that somebody's going to come. One, I don't have any headphones yet, which I'm going to get after I'm done doing this. No headphones. So that sucks. But, they were playing house music in the weight room. So that was cool. I like house music a lot. But then when I get outside, I was playing music out my phone, which wasn't terrible, actually. I thought it was going to be much worse. But here's the bad part. The good hoops had no lines. The bad hoops had water on them. And then the one I was shooting on felt very short. But then when I started shooting, it didn't feel short. I don't know if I was just psyching myself out or what. But that was a factor. Now, I could excuse all that. I was very frustrated that I was outside. I was very frustrated that I was shooting on a double rim. I can excuse all of that if, when you made the shot, the ball went through the net. Newsflash, that was not the case. When you shot the ball, it stayed in the freaking net. When you shot the ball, it stayed in the freaking net. Game. I cannot explain to you how frustrating that was. When every single time I made a shot. First of all, when I first got there, I could not make a free throw. I did not know what was going on. I was very confused. And then eventually, I was just like, okay, this is clearly the double rim. Because it was like, the way I would feel when I made a shot, when it's like, oh, okay, that's a no doubt make. It was happening. And then it would be like, about super high off the back rim. So eventually I figured it out. And then I was like getting a nice flow of things. Wouldn't miss often. And every single time I shoot the ball, I have to get it out the net. And for a second, it's like, okay, whatever, not too shabby. At least I'm making them. And then eventually you're like, bro, oh my gosh. Tough ass move. And then you have to jump up and punch it out the freaking net. Oh, gosh. So frustrating. Then it got windy as soon as I started to shoot jump shots. Yeah, they got. Oh my gosh. And again, I'm not complaining. I'm blessed enough to have 2 legs and an able mind, body, and heart to play basketball. So I'm not complaining right now. I'm just frustrated, and I'm telling you all about my frustration. I am not complaining, as I know that I'm more than blessed to be able to do this. I'm just telling you my frustration. So I started off a little slow, so I did an hour and 20. I usually just do an hour, but I did an hour and 20 today of shooting and working out. 10:30 class tomorrow. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. That was something. But I got through it. It was done. I felt very good when I was done. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. Could be much worse. Now, I jinxed myself. So I go eat. That was pretty cool. It was actually a good amount of food. It's very different than DePaul. DePaul was buffet style, but here it's not. They still have the grill type thing that DePaul has, but here it's not buffet style. It's your main course. So, excuse me. I got loaded tots, so that was the main course, and then I was able to get 2 sides. I didn't do that because I wasn't thinking. I was just nervous because I was in there by myself, and it was the first time I got food. So that's a thing which I'm pretty cool with. And then you get a drink, so that's chill, whatever. I had a sip of root beer today. Please don't hang me today. I do not drink soda, but I remembered why I had a slight root beer obsession. That was chill, bro. That was very chill. I saw a very pretty woman today. She was chill. You know, I'm learning how to be friends with women without, so, but she had a really nice outfit on. I think, like, and it wasn't like, damn, like, she bad as fuck, I'm trying to crack. Like, it was just like, oh, like, you're cute. Like, you have a nice outfit on. Like, I liked, like, her hair was, like, in a nice curly afro. She had glasses, and her outfit was hard. So, hopefully, because, like, those are the people that you want to be around. She looked low-key gay, and that's the kind of girls you want to be around. Like, that's, like, the first friends. You don't want to dive into, like, girls you're having intercourse with. You want to dive into, like, that's gang, whatever. So, hopefully, I see her often, and I stop being a baby and, like, just say what's good. And, hopefully, I don't know. So then after that, came home. I was very tired. I took like a 20-minute nap. Then I went to my next class. Next class is where everything just drastically goes downhill. And I feel like I like lived my entire day, but it's only 5 o'clock. I had this audio production class, which I was like, this could go one of two ways. This can go very communications way and like the high school thing that I did, and it'd be very easy, simple band lab stuff, or this could be a professional way where I need a lot of stuff and it's very complicated. It was the latter. Dude, we walk in there, he goes, okay, you need to buy headphones, you need to buy a book, you need to buy a USB thing, and then something else, which it's like, it's not that big of a deal. I have an unnecessary amount of money. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I will last the school year and some, but I do not like asking my parents for stuff often. And I need headphones, one. Then I need the book. I'm getting another check this Thursday, but I need to pay my car insurance, which is really freaking me out. But I need the book, I need the USB, I need the headphones. But I'm gonna try to pirate the book online. Yeah. And then I'm just frustrated, bro. Like, gas, I have to get an oil change. It was just overwhelming. Like, he just kind of threw a lot at us today, and he was a cool dude. Like, I know I'm gonna like that class. He was really nice. It was chill vibes, but it was just like, oh my gosh, like every time you thought it was like, okay, that's enough, then he just kept going and going and going, and it sounded all so complicated. But then towards the end, he just said, like, bro, like, don't worry, like, this is just common sense, which a lot of like audio stuff is just common sense. It's just learning about like the controls, and I know a lot about it already, so hopefully that's all. Now, if you're a teammate of mine and you're listening to this, or you are the teammate that said this to me, trust me, I'm not calling your bluff. One of the teammates was a returner, then the other one was like the manager. So I'm not saying anything bad about you. I'm actually dragging this. Like, people are probably holding their breath thinking I'm about to shit on my teammate. We haven't even started practice yet. That is not what I'm about to do. So I mentioned that I lifted at 9. My cousin Ja, he lifted before me because oh, he had class at 9. So yeah, bro. So I'm walking back home after that last class, after being so overly frustrated. Like, my hands are still shaking because I'm so like, and then I have so much work. I have an online class. I never had an online class before. I have work for that. I have a bunch of stuff to do. So just kind of like annoyed. So I walk past them, they go, where are you going? So I go, home? And then they go, what? You're going home? And I'm like, well, like, to the dorm. Like, bro, like, you gonna lift? And I was like, oh, I lifted at like 9. And they go, oh, like, you're supposed to lift twice a day. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But, like, when I get frustrated, it's like every little thing just, like, sets me over. Now, I will say, so that was teammates. If nobody ever is going to listen to this, nobody's listening to this for real. But if anybody ever comes across this and thinks like, oh, I'm like trying to talk bad about my teammates, I'm not. If you can lift twice a day, more power to you. And I support it. I encourage it, and I want you to. I don't ever want you to stop. However, no. Okay, my schedule, if I lifted twice a day, would go something like this. So first of all, when they said this to me, I just looked at them and laughed. Now my Instagram is KJ Summers 20. If you want to see how big I am, I've been lifting nonstop for 2 years straight. Now, when I go do my arm day, I'm curling 50s. I'm shoulder pressing like 140. I'm doing dips, pull-ups, shrugs with the trap bar. What did I do today? I did 155, I think. 155. Then I did the cable curls, about 140. So it's a lot of like high rep, high weight. So if I were to do lifting 5 times a week, my schedule will go something like this: arms, 9 o'clock. Then whenever I got out of class, chest and back, boom. Then the next day I would do legs. I'll say legs and cardio. We can move that together. So now, boom. Now on Tuesday I do arms and chest again, boom. Then I do legs and cardio on Wednesday. No. On Thursday, boom. Then I do arms and chest and back on Friday. I just did arms and chest and back 3 times in 1 week. How is that? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. There's not that much working out you could do. When are you going to recover? When are your muscles going to recover? Your muscles can't grow unless they recover. And after all that lifting in 1 week, your arms are not going to recover. Almost everything you're doing for your chest and your back involves your arms. Almost everything you're doing for your arms involves your chest and your back. So I don't know what we're doing that we can lift twice a day and have a proper recovery. Somebody's going to tear a pec or something. I don't know. But, I don't know. And for all people, because there was a time in my life where I was very much bodybuilding lifting, but I just windmilled. So there's a lot of like jumping and moving around in my workouts. Like I'm not just sitting there lifting like heavy weight. No, like I'm doing a lot of like basketball movement stuff. You know, I'm running. I do core every single day. But I just don't understand. So I'm going to see how long it lasts. I don't like being outworked, period. You know, when I was hooping earlier, I was out there by myself. I don't like being outworked. I don't have class till 1, and I just said I got up at like 8. I don't like being outworked, so if this is this thing that everybody's consistently doing 2 times a day lifting, I will lift 2 times a day. And I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. But like the way I felt today with how much I ate, how much I lifted, how much I hooped, like athletically, the education side, I was a little bit overwhelmed. But athletically today, I was like, I'm putting myself in a good situation. But then that just blew my mind. Like, how is there ever time enough to do that? I don't think there was ever a point in my life where I'm lifting 2 times a day. The most I ever did was I would lift like for school with Coach Labor, and then I would do BX after. But that was only certain times in the week. So you're lifting 2 times in the day, but you're doing 2 completely different things. And then you're doing 2 completely different things, and then you're not lifting every day also. So maybe they're doing something like that, but I lift every day. And my lifting hasn't failed me now. So, but that's enough with the annoyedness. I will say, like, I'm so overwhelmed. Like, I literally am just like, and you know what? I'll say this, and then I'll go into like some better things. I'll say this. I frustrate myself a lot. Like, I overwhelm myself. There's nothing to be overwhelmed about. I literally just need to take a deep breath and be like, it's fine. It's fine. But I'm very frustrated with like a lot of the things going on in my life. And like frustration shouldn't always equal angst. Like, I should not always be like in this constant state of handshaking. like that. It's not necessary. And a lot of the times I'm overreacting. Or when I get frustrated and I start like screaming like that, it's just not. I don't need to. I don't, you know. So, like I said, like I'm frustrated. I am, but it's not always. I'm not always like, I don't know. It's not that serious, and that's all. I really just need to take a deep breath, and whatever God wants to happen in my life is gonna happen. So moving on to the good stuff, because I do sound like a baby just complaining about everything. Good side, Logan came up, visited me. Shout out Lo. Love you, Lo, my guy. He just helps so much, man. And I have a hard time calling people my friend, but if somebody would do all that and then talk bad about me and treat me poorly, then more power to them. Because Lo helped me out so much this weekend. That is my friend for sure. That is my friend. He drove all the way from like PA, the Spooky Nook area for all the hoopers out there. I guess volleyball players too. He drove all the way from like Spooky Nook to Endicott, and then we just chilled. We went out on Friday, and he just helped me with everything. I was getting my hair done. He watched my baby brother. He came to my workout with me, took clips. He helped me pack. I did not ask him. He folded all my clothes and helped me pack my car, helped me set up my room, helped me unpack my car. Unbelievable. It was amazing. I had a really good time. We didn't get to go out again for the second time, but I think we were both pretty drained. We did go out on Friday and met some of my high school peeps, so I was pretty chill. Shout out Lo, bro. Shout out Lo. It's my guy. Definitely gonna have to come to Chicago again to see all my people out there. So that's good. Living situation, a million times better than what DePaul had to offer. Yeah, like I shared a room with two people, one of which is my dog. Not complaining there. Shout out my guy Zayn. But sometimes like on a day like this, I want to come home, be frustrated, and lock myself in my room, calm down, get some work done, get ready for the next day. When I was at DePaul, that was not an option. I would get frustrated and then come home to boys, which, like, whatever, that does suck. Sometimes I just want to chill, and be alone, and that really wasn't an option there. So, whatever. I have my own room here, is what I'm trying to say. My own room, sharing a suite with my cousin John. Went from seeing him once a year, maybe twice, maybe, to living in the same house as him. Clutch. My other two roommates are pretty chill. I just met one for the first time, like literally just now, and the other one's name is Reg. He's pretty cool. I like him. Yeah. I haven't got to see anybody hoop yet, which sucks. But I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, like I said, the food situation's good. I have a lot of money. I'm just scared because my car insurance is like $300. And my next check, I'm going to hopefully be able to take like $100 out of it for myself, put the rest into car insurance, and then I have it paid off till October. So hopefully, prayerfully, I can pay up until like December, because when I go home for Christmas break, I'll be able to work. So hopefully I can get in like $500, $400, and then use that for a month of car insurance or two. It just depends on how long my Christmas break is compared to like when the kids start Christmas break. I think my Christmas break starts on like December 12th, and then like that'll be like 2 weeks of working. So hopefully I can get like a band, and then yeah, that would be lovely. But yeah, I just gotta buy a lot of stuff. I'm really stocked up on food, which is clutch. The way I bought stuff this year, I should have did last year. My room is actually very nice. I've never set up my room in my life before, but I have a Frank Ocean poster, bobblehead, some LEDs, a little fake aquarium, all tough. So I'm enjoying my room a lot right now. I started Breaking Bad yesterday. That was pretty chill. Pretty chill. I enjoy it. And I shout out all the people that told me to watch it before that I did not listen to. But I am watching it now. I think that's all. I'm not even joking. I was like itching to like start screaming at you all. I'm not gonna lie. I could not wait to get like I was like speed walking home because I just couldn't believe it. I don't know. First day of class was alright, bro. You know, it was as good as it could get. It was just that last, like, the first class was clutch. I'm gonna love it. It's just writing. I love writing. I have an online class which is creating online media, which is gonna be okay, I think. But that audio production course gave me a little bit of like, because it's just so much, and I need to find out if I could pirate the book because I really don't like buying books, but I still have to get the USB, which I'm gonna wait to do, and then I need to get the headphones. I'm gonna wait to get the USB until I don't even know what the heck that is. I think like you plug it in, and then it like shows, and then like you say like you want to. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm a little overwhelmed with that stuff, but you know, I know that if I pray, it'll all be okay. Just pray and it'll all be okay. Yeah. I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know, I was hooping and I was like, you know, it's all gonna work out this year. Like, this is gonna be like great. But yeah, like it just has to be. I've taken no so many times in my life, and I've failed so many times in my life that like this time I'm just not taking no for an answer. I'm not gonna fail this time. It's not like if, it's just a matter of when. And I hope a lot of guys get to come with me, but it's definitely gonna be me over everyone. So yeah, that's all I have today. I'm gonna try to get at least like 2 in a week. I don't have any class on Friday, and I have an early class on Thursday. So 2 in a week should not be hard at all. But, you know, life has its curveballs. And sometimes I won't have stuff to talk about. So, but that's all for me. Thank you so much for listening if you got to this point. As always, my IG is KJSummers20. If you have any critiques, DM me. I'm going to work on getting some visuals to this. But for now, you're going to have to enjoy staring at this blank screen. I very much appreciate if you are listening still. And I hope you have a blessed day.